Vote Red!
PADS Lake County, they started about a little over 50 years ago, 53 years ago to be exact. When we started, it was just basically a crisis hotline that quickly established a need that we needed more emergency shelter. During that time, we leaned more towards faith-based partners, so a lot of churches, to be able for us to use their space. And that became an intermittent service between the winter months. So typically, we would be able to use their space between the months of October into April. But then the other months, which would be spring into summer, typically there was no shelter offered. That changed in 2020, mostly because of COVID. And so because of COVID, congregate shelter in churches just wasn't the most ideal situation, especially with the spread of disease and possible spread of disease. And so we got funding to be able to put clients in motel shelter. We started using motel shelters in 2020, and that's kind of been our model. So we started to trend away from using churches and mostly overnight shelter that way. That was probably the best decision for just the community in general, because what happened was when we were focusing just on night-to-night shelter, different churches every single night, it created competing priorities for our clients, which means that you would have to come here, check in, and we would shuttle you to the church that evening, but it would be a different church every night. And so to work with a case manager and to focus on your housing was a little bit difficult. When we started using motels, now it wasn't this competing priority of where am I going to sleep tonight. It's, well, I'm going to have this room at this motel and I'm going to work with my case manager to actually work on my housing, which actually trended a better way to actually receive services and programming. And so that model is what we've been using the past 5 years now, which has been the most effective model, actually. I talk about that because in 2020, we had about 130 clients in shelter. And this past year, even last winter, we had over 500. And when I say over 500, it's about 560, and half of that were actually children, families. So, and now that kind of established a need where we obtained the fixed site shelter location, Travel Lodge, and that's in renovation, which will be ready in March, April.
What's your resources?
They can call us directly. We have a direct line, leave a message that way. We have receptionists that usually go through the call log, and then we'll call back. There's an email that they could use, that's info@padslakecounty.org. If they cannot come to our main building, they don't have a phone, and there's just a community member that just says, look, I see somebody sleeping at the park every night, can somebody come check on them? Then they can also call us, that community member, and we'll go out there and we'll actually check on them too. So.
Vote